chaRLian TV. chaRLian.
Yeah.
chaRLian. chaRLian. chaRLian TV.
The dogs are here. Continue with no, ventilation, I have to come here.
Sola Aiyepeku, Executive Chairman, Lagos State Sports Commission.
You are welcome to Ikorodu.
Thank you.
What's the observation so far? You just saw the ongoing mini stadium and the youth center. They are being under rehabilitation. What's your assessment so far about the situation?
First of all, I'm not a visitor in Ikorodu by virtue of my brother, so I'm not a visitor. But also, I've worked in Ikorodu before. So Ikorodu is familiar to me. So Ikorodu people are, for me, very passionate, sports-loving Lagosians. And the whole idea is to make sure that sports grows with equity all over the state. That's why we are here in Ikorodu, and that's why we are here at this center that's been renovated to ensure that enough people in the community have access to very good sports facilities, and yeah, that's why we're here.
And your assessment so far of the what you have seen on ground?
Oh, it's good. I mean, we already made some give some advice on what we think they should do. For example, where we're standing on is going to be a 5-a-side facility. We've looked at the width, for example. The length is fine, but the width we've advised that it be broadened. If you notice, it's already been done. The use of space is very, very efficient. The dressing rooms and offices under the stand, where people, not offices, but where people can play board games. So the space is well utilized. The indoor hall is being renovated as well, so that the games like table tennis and other indoor sports can be also played. So it's a great venture, and we want to thank Honorable Jimmy Benson for investing here. We know him. You know how he is. He's also a youth. He's not just a youth at heart, he's a youth in all his actions, and he saw this and decided to invest here, for which we are very glad.
Yeah, so in terms of equity, that you mentioned because of your, about 3 years ago, the Lagos State government promised to build a standard stadium in Ikorodu,
yeah,
and nothing yet to happen about that. How far is government going about that?
First of all, nothing. Don't say nothing yet. Something's already happening. It's been happening for about 2 years since. Just 2 years, not 3 years. 2 years. 2 years since the administration started, and almost immediately the Sports Commission was asked to start preliminary work. A lot of preliminary work has gone. We all know what happened in last year and a half with COVID, with all the economic situation. But already, Mr. Governor has made a lot of groundwork done. We've seen plans that have been designed for it, because to build a stadium nowadays, a modern stadium or community stadium, you have to think beyond what was done in the past. You have something that is that has multi-use. You have something that you can also grow on. So if, for example, I'm just saying, for example, you have only maybe 2 stands in the stadium today. That means there's room for expansion for later, for subsequent administrations or governments. But the whole idea is to make sure that there's something that is sustainable, self-sustainable, something that will serve the community properly and is done with quality. So I can assure you that very soon work is going to start, physical work is going to start, and it won't take long before Ikorodu starts enjoying the benefits of Mr. Governor's promise.
Yeah, stadium. Igbogbo Stadium was acquired during Prince Adeniji as commissioner, and also why the government of Lagos State promised standard is able to go to upgrade that and jet. Just last week, I was the former first secretary to the state government, and did call on the state government to fulfill their promise regarding Igbogbo Stadium too. What are you doing about this thing?
Well, like you said, these things take time. We are already working on one stadium. I'm sure people, if you have 2 stadiums working, a stadium working, I'm sure we'll all be very happy, because it helps to promote sports. There are so many youths around who have talents, who need places to spread into. If this kind of place is done now, and we can let's get one stadium going first, and then we can talk. Because like I said, I talked about equity at the beginning. Equity means that we spread development all around Lagos. So let's start with 1, then we can now start looking at 2. But let's start with 1 and spread 1 around all the areas and make sure that each one is working. There are still facilities in Lagos apart from Ikorodu that are not even refurbished or renovated yet. So if we do one in Ikorodu, let's go to other places and then develop Lagos with equity.
Your newly reconstituted board.
Yes.
What should Lagos be expecting from the new?
Well, we thank God that things have been. Now we have a new board. The main thing is that if you look at the constitution of the board, there are more younger people, and it's part of governor's call to answer the call for youth involvement in sports. Instead of just having the typical competition that he had before, so now we have more youth. We have people who are not just sports minded. We have people who have management experience, people who can generate revenues, people who can bring the ideas to make sure that we have a new kind of sports. Modern sports has evolved from what it used to be, where the top end of the market used to be the participation, which is why we are here at this stage in Nigeria. The top end of sports is not on people that play, it's the people in the background, the broadcasters, the administrators, the management, the guys who generate revenue, the sponsorships and all that. That's where sports. That's what makes sports sustainable. So yes, we have the talent. They will come to places like this to come and play. But you need the guys in the background who have the savvy, who have the know-how and the experience to make sure that they can make it self-sustainable. And that's why that new board has come. You see, there are more women. I think that there are 3 now. There are 3 women now. And so that kind of competition, you see that there's gender friendliness, there's gender inclusivity, and there are more youth involved in the LSSC, the fresh LSSC board.
Mr. Chairman, sir, on this facility that you just inspected, now, much as this is a commendable project, a lot of concerns have been raised by stakeholders about maintenance of this and sustainability of the project. Does your board or commission has any plan in place as to guaranteeing the maintenance of this beautiful facility?
Perhaps you want to answer that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the first one. At least we have other places that have been managed by people. Yes, the community is going to be involved in part of the management. The facilitator is going to be involved. The state are involved. It's all inclusive, and it's not going to be these are state property. No, it belongs to everybody that lives around Ikorodu, and they are going to be part and parcel of the management. And because it's, whatever that we want to start is going to start from home. That means we are starting right from here, like where we have in other places. It has been done before, and it's working. Ikorodu will not be an exception, it will work.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Now, COVID-19 is still ravaging.
Yeah.
We have the second wave currently. Now, what is your commission doing, sir, to still ensure that our youth are engaged, particularly because of the current restiveness that we're having across the state?
Maybe we should just add to that, is still going on with the first sport festival?
It's not that is not state government affairs. Sports festival is not state. But however, the festival is still going on, and part of the good news that we have is, as Minister said in our meeting, is at least we have vaccine now, and then sport people are going to be part of the first set of people, apart from the aged ones that are going to be enjoy the vaccination. But however, because of COVID, it's highly important that we take our health seriously. It's the individual responsibilities, and because it's an individual responsibility to take good care of ourselves, we understood that, and part of the state and the part of the commission. But that does not say we are not going to do sports. We are going to do sport in a modified manner. We can see it all over the world, and Lagos is not going to be an exception. And we've been doing it. We've been doing it over and over. We are the first to close sporting activities in Nigeria, and we are also the first to reopen it. It shows that we are following the trend, especially with international standard, and we are meeting it. We will continue. By the time it depends. By the time this place is opened, you will see the facilities that we are going to put in place. We will do it, and part of it is we call on individuals and every one of us to take our health very seriously. It's real. We know the number of people that we've lost to it. Formerly, that's when we used to know by number, but now we used to know by name.
Yeah.
We now know them in person. And yes, it's neither here or there for now. The waves is high, but at the same time, the state government is well prepared for the fight, and the Lagos State Sport Commission is not as an exception to that. And as you speak about Igbogbo Stadium, like the chairman has already said, part of what we're going to do and what part of what we have in plan is we'll visit Igbogbo Stadium now, and you will see the handwork of the state government very soon. We are going to be happy. We are going to be happy.
Your commission is doing very well.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We just do 100.
chaRLian. We publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content.